Night Live. Yes, honey, I'm trying to be consistent. It's very hard, though. It's so very hard. Today was a long day. So, as many of you know, I relocated to Vegas and I've been pretty much moving. I've been kind of nomadic the past 2 months. My first week in Vegas, I spent it at a Comfort Inn and Suites, which I actually liked. Okay, you don't need 5-star, honey. They had a microwave and a refrigerator. That's all I needed to make it for a week. And they gave you breakfast every morning. And it wasn't, a bad breakfast. It was nutritious. I would just grab some on my way down, yogurt, maybe a boiled egg, some fruit. On Saturdays, I would, of course, have or Sunday. I think I was there for a Sunday and a Saturday, and they had waffles and stuff on the weekend. Then I rented a casita, which is basically a mother-in-law quarters that's fully furnished. There's my friend turned me on to a website. If you ever want to relocate somewhere and you don't know the area and you just kind of want to peep things out, but you don't want to be worried about having to go rent something, furnishedtofinders.com. Okay. Um, let's see. And so now I went to my new home today. I got the keys the other day. Uh, paid my deposit and my prorated rent. So I will officially move in by the 1st of October because I have to be out of here by the end of the month. And I would love to stay here, but unfortunately, um, if even if I could, I wouldn't want to because um, no hablo español, but hola, ¿cómo está? That's about as much as I know. Um, but they don't allow pets, and any of y'all who know me know um, I have two big fur babies. So that's another reason, and also they have snowbirds that come in. Hello, Adnan. How are you? Um, I'm from America. I'm Mississippi born and Texas raised. Um, and y'all, I'm tired, so please excuse me. Where are you from, Adnan? This ain't the same Adnan that got locked up for allegedly murdering his girlfriend, is it? Because I don't believe you did it. If it is you, I'm gonna tell you that right now. I don't think you did anything. Um, so anyway, I finally got a place. But y'all, so I go to pick up. Okay, somebody already done coming in. Mm, mm, mm. Just a second, y'all. I gotta. No, Puma, I'm not on rent control. I can't get rent control. I make too much money. Um, thank God. But I wouldn't mind rent control. I live in Vegas, so there's no rent control. This ain't. I live in London, but was birthed in India. Oh, okay, that's nice. That's nice. It's very nice. I still want to go visit India. I haven't. The only part of Asia I've ever been to is Hong Kong. Um, so anyway, yes, I went to a new place. Let me get through this because we got a lot to cover tonight. And I'm gonna try to keep this to an hour, 60 minutes. So I go to the new place right now. When I went and got the keys, there was this gold Jeep parked, and I thought it was the realtor, but he has a Jeep, but it's not that Jeep. So he was like, I don't know who's this. So he went around and knocked on doors. and nobody, took ownership. So today I was thinking, oh, I'm gonna go home, deliver, take some stuff, move some stuff in, and let me see who this is. Let me see what this is. Okay, you are banned. Somebody want to talk about their bodily fluids tonight, y'all. Um, yeah, he's done. And so I don't know whose Jeep it is. I'm not gonna go around knocking on doors because I don't know about y'all, but I'm one of them people. I don't answer the door if I'm not expecting anyone. If you ain't Amazon, DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, GoPuff, mm, or you don't have a booked appointment to come and repair something in my house, I don't answer the door. And so, um, I called I called police because the main issue is the fact that the vehicle didn't even have tags on it. Like there was no tag. So, your VIN number can be right there in the front windshield, right? On the dash. And so that's what he did. He said, "Oh, that car is registered to people right next door." Now, when the realtor went over there the other day, they answered the door and claimed that they didn't know whose car it was. Don't listen to Puma Fist. He got problems if he telling you got to pay $75 to watch this. But I do have my Zelle. No, not Zelle. My PayPal. What's the PayPal? Lord Jesus, my Cash App is in the comments, so feel free. Um, but you don't have to pay anything to watch this. Just invite others to watch. So then, the cop knocks on the door, and she's this girl. Her name is Maria. She seems like a nice girl, but it pissed me off that I couldn't even get in my garage. Like the way they were parked in the driveway, you couldn't even get in the garage. And then she told me, "Oh, I'm Maria. Who are you?" I'm like, "I'm AJ." Just like that. You don't need my name. Um, and she goes, "Oh, well, we parked here because we didn't want the house had been abandoned for so long that we didn't want anybody to break in and loot the place." What, they gonna take the microwave and the refrigerator and the stove? And, I mean, there's nothing in there. Maybe some fixtures. There's nothing in there. So I'm gonna give them grace. But y'all know I watch entirely too much ID channel. And so I was sitting, I was like, "Lord, please don't let nothing happen." I wanted this house so bad, to rent. And I don't want no problems. Cause I'm that neighbor that you will never see unless I'm out walking my dogs or coming in and out, coming in from running errands, going out for work, coming from the gym, whatever. I'm that neighbor. I don't bother nobody. And I really don't want to get to know my neighbors. I'm not going to be on the commercial talking about I got a trusted neighbor. Train bike said, "I hope Maria gets." Also blessed. I am going to be a decent neighbor. I'm always a decent neighbor. Hello, Lily Pad. So that happened today. Let's see, what else did we want to talk about? Okay, y'all, I legit did not know that Publishing Clearinghouse was real. I thought they would just pay Egg Man to get people to sign up for subscriptions when he was alive. Turns out it is a real thing. And y'all, they bankrupt. And so all these people that have been getting these lifetime train bike said, "Tell us about your date at Chili's." I didn't go to no Chili's on a date. I think the last time I went on a date for Chili's was back in, look at me, I'm just really talking to y'all. Um shit. Hell, that was when I first lived in, so that was around 2007, 2008, and the dude turned out to be crappy. So we'll go sidebar real quick. Why was the dude crappy? So one night I was out. I went to the House of Blues on Sunset to see David Banner, and I think Talib Kweli and some others were performing. Uh, my frat brother Craig got us some tickets. So he met dude. He was cute. I don't know what it is. I have this thing about like really dark skinned black men, kind of, husky. So anyway, I thought he was a cool dude. We went out, and I don't mind because I mean it's just the first day. It's kind of more of a meet and greet because we really didn't talk that night. Girl, I get ready. I'm taking you to Chili's for some of them damn Southwest Negroes. Okay, you're funny. So anyway, needless to say, that did not work out. That was a one date and done because he came by my house one Sunday. And look, by no means was I looking to lock somebody in, anything like that. Wasn't trying to sleep with him, just kicking it. Do you know this fool got on the phone while we were chilling and was making plans with some of the chick right in front of me? And then got mad at me for telling him he was wrong and he needed to leave. Thank God at that time I had two male roommates because, they could have handled up. Okay. So, let me see what this is. Let me view it. Okay. And so I was like, whatever, that was stupid. So, needless to say, that's about the last time. I mean, I've gone to Chili's, but I went to Chili's recently when I was still living in Reno. And I am disappointed that the chicken crispers are no longer chicken crispers. They don't even do the good stuff anymore on it, like the beer batter. Anyway, Chili's need to bring the right stuff back, because whatever. But anyways, y'all, Publishing Clearinghouse is bankrupt, and all these people who were getting weekly checks suddenly ain't getting them no more. Because there's a company that bought out Publishing Clearinghouse, and they refused to. I'm not going to complain about Sonic. That's one of my favorite places to go and just grab stuff. Oh my God. Train bike, you keep getting me off. And y'all, if you don't know, Diva got ADHD, so I will go over the meal and through the she said, I think your wig got pulled, but it is, honey. I'm tired. I have been up since 6 o'clock. I packed some stuff, put it in the car to move stuff into my house after I left work today. Um, Left work because my boss made me log out. She was like, "Come on, let's walk out together," and I'm like, "Okay." That's not how she talks. She's really a sweet lady. And I ended up stopping off at Trader Joe's since it was on the way. Um, oh, thank you, Raj. You so sweet. Hi, Harold. Oh yeah, yeah. I think your wig got pulled. It did. Child, it's shifting all over the place because I'm tired. So I go by Target. That was one stop. Not Target, excuse me. Trader Joe's. Go by there. Then I go to the house. Had to wait for the cops to come to get that neighbor to move. And then I went by Marshall's to look for. No, I went by Ulta and got some hair care stuff because I need to wash my own hair that's underneath here. So, anyways, what I want to talk about with regards to Publishing Clearinghouse, for any of you who may win big, let's say in the lottery, a sweepstakes, the casino, because we are here in Vegas and people do tend to win sometimes, right? So, as for me, my day job is I administer trust and estate accounts, okay? Testamentary trust, irrevocable trust, that type of thing. When you win like that, yeah, they went bankrupt, Harold. And some other company bought them. And when they bought them, one of the conditions was not they were not going to honor those payments that Publishing Clearinghouse had. They're just trying to get the company back to being financially viable. I didn't say Trader Joe's, I said Publishing Clearinghouse. Um, so that happened, and these people suddenly are finding themselves, which they probably were completely dependent upon, um, these checks. Have a plan. If you win something like that, please get with a financial advisor or someone that can help you manage the money, because the first thing you should be doing, yes, it's okay to treat yourself, get out of debt, all of that, but also invested in some vehicles that can, grow your money, because this is a cautionary tale of what could happen. Now, do we foresee the lottery going bankrupt? No, but I'm still trying to figure out what is the lottery really doing, because a lot of these because I remember when it came to Texas years ago, like in the 90s. um it was for education, but I swear some of these children get left behind. Like, no child should not be educated. Okay, but thanks to George W. Bush, who wasn't that bright, he wanted to pass kids on. Maybe you need to be left behind a few grades if you're not focusing and doing stuff. I'm just saying. So, oh Lord. So, what else is happening? So, if you if you don't plan ahead, you gonna end up crying later. Cause I'm just saying. Harold said, "My aunt ain't gonna like this." This is a very entertaining conversation. Thank you guys for joining tonight. I really appreciate it. I said I'm coming in so late, and my usual crowd probably isn't going to be, because I got in, I had to pick something to eat, child, but I just heated up me one of them little. If y'all haven't tried it, the chicken shawarma bowl in the frozen section at Trader Joe's is so good, and I add like tzatziki and roasted garlic hummus to it. Mm, yes. So let's see what else is going on, y'all. One of Hollywood's sexiest heartthrobs back in the day, baby. Robert Redford passed away today. I mean, not today, but this week. And I need to hear this. I gotta hit the lottery. But no, I just feel so. I'm like, I know he was like 89 years old, but Robert Redford was just so hot. Hey, Mickey. Um, so I just really, I swear, some of y'all come on here. How many of y'all comment if you are one of these people with these naughty comments? How many of y'all in your mama basement? I feel like you've been in your mama's basement in the dark and you need human contact. Okay, because you just come on, you can't just come on and say anything that you want. That's rude. Don't be crass. No one wants to engage in Craigslist type behavior. If you want that type of behavior, you can order it, baby. You probably can pay for it through a firm, okay? God, her voice is like nails on a chalkboard. Okay, well, don't come on here. What you doing on here? You ain't gotta listen to it. Um, so, and baby, trust and believe. Don't come to a comedy show either once I get back up on stage. I don't have a mom. Thanks for train back. I'm so sorry you ain't got no mom. I ain't got no daddy. My daddy died back in February of 2024. My daddy used to call me and talk to me, and we'd have great conversations. Harold said, I'd be so tired. Somebody asked, was I Antifa? No, baby, I'm a child of God. Get with it. Where am I from? I am Mississippi born and Texas raised, so I am very much Southerner. Okay. Um, the only time I was north is when I got hoodwinked into moving to Reno for a job that I thought was my dream job and got done dirty. But that's neither here nor there. Anyway, Robert Redford is gone, so maybe him and Paul Newman are like kicking it. Um, it says, but you're not anti-fascist. Oh, we're gonna get into that. Please stick around. I won't block you. Um, Let me see what this is, because I keep somebody. Okay, y'all. Okay, forgive me to my regular people. No, just stick around. No, honey. No, I'm a gun toting liberal. That's what I am. I'm a gun toting liberal. Okay, there you go. I'm Christian. I believe in God, but I also believe in the power of steel. I'm a vet. I'm a former United States Army reservist. I trained to be an MP and a legal specialist, if you want to know. Okay. Hello, my Syrian brother. Mm-hmm. So if that's what you want to know, this person Dan said, "Oh, so you a hypocrite? Let me, you gotta go because you just doing stuff." Some people, like I said, Dan live in his mama's basement. Let me tell you how that right now. How long were you in the United States? I've been in since 2018. So I was a reservist. So I did the 6-2. You know, they make you be active for 6 years, and then you can be an inactive ready reserves for 2 years. So yeah, um, from 19, I signed up in 97 and did delayed entry. uh, I went in February 9th. So 98 to 2005. Yeah. I think you meant Michelle Obama, but please don't come over here with Michelle Obama slander. It's obvious some of y'all are crazy. Ahmad, yes, thank you, honey. Uh, damn, you that old. You must have good genes. I thought you were 35. Thank you so much. I get it from my grandma. On my mama's side. Although my mom still looks pretty young too. She's How old is my mom? If I'm 48, she'll be 69 this year. Ahmed. Okay, nice to meet you, Ahmed. So let's see what else is going on. America does have a problem. Every day since this angry wig, as I call him, has gotten into office for the second time. How the hell we let that happen? He should have never been able to run to begin with. But because Democrats like to acquiesce in things, and the what used to be considered general Republicans like to go along to get along as well because they worried about their honeypot drying up. Um, Senate set up here and voted, not unanimously though, for a resolution to honor that man that got shot in Utah on his birthday. When is his birthday? October 14th. So what we gonna do on the 14th? Okay, because we definitely not gonna honor him. He was divisive, the cool guy. I'm not getting paid anything right now. I fell off on my channel. The past couple of years have not been great for me mentally, so I kind of just don't get on here. This is the first time in a long time I've actually felt like doing it. Just like I haven't done comedy in like stand up since 20, let's see, probably about 2021, 2022. Uh, so uh, I'm trying to get my numbers up to 1,000 because if you get back to 1,000, you can start getting monetized again, or 3,000 impressions in a month. I think you should. He said you should be getting paid. I like your channel. I'm just starting from ground zero again, but my channel is growing, so I'm very grateful for that, considering that I was gone for a long time. So, hey, thank you very much. So, anyway, the Senate passed that resolution, and then that little munchkin man, Mike, what's his name? Mike, the House Speaker, the preacher. He says he's a preacher, but he'll be spewing nothing but hate, just like that man that got shot. So, it's like, what is going on? And that's why I told my friend, I said, I need to finish reading 1984, that book by George, oh God, I always forget the author, but you can look it up, 1980, 1984. And I'm seeing your comments, y'all. Give me a second to get through this conversation. So I'm just really wondering, at what point does it stop? Then on top of that, because Jimmy Kimmel got canceled, ABC done FAFO and found out we're not going to listen. Just because you're wealthy and you have this power and you got this great programming that people want to see, FTR 449, you're correct. That's why I'm always kind of in the middle. But I'm not a one issue voter. I look at the overall picture. It's like, what is going to benefit me? And as a woman, I want to have autonomy over my body. Okay? Uh, oh no. I am so sorry. Oh, Jesus. Father God. Yeah, it was a lot going on. But that's the thing about President Obama and Clinton. I would even say Bush, all of them really. Nobody ever really bragged about doing bodily harm to others. They just did what they had thought they had to do, and did it. And it's unfortunate that, and I always feel bad when I see all the atrocities of war going on in other parts of the world. I remember I used to be so scared growing up because the big conversation when I was growing up in the 80s was Beirut. Something was always going on in Beirut, and now in the 90s it became Iran. I mean, not, yeah, no, Iraq. It was all about Iraq. And then now, they went to Afghanistan. War, what is it good for? you know um but America really has a problem, and I think that those of us who have right good sense, we definitely need to do something about October 14th, and I think we should just not turn on the TV. But the TVs are, or apps are being shut down. uh, Hulu, or who is owned by ABC, who also houses, and people across the board are canceling those subscriptions. So I would agree with that too. FTR 449, no, 4449. Overall, they are acting like a bunch of high school kids. You canceled our, so we'll cancel yours. They all use words like racist and fascist out of context. They all need to grow up. You know what? That's a great description of how a bald ginger guy, our country, baby, we need help. I keep wondering when the Europeans gonna come save us, baby. Because types of war crimes, human rights violations. I'm like, can the Hague just come get him? Come get him. JD Vance, he just, so now you want to be a podcaster while you're the vice president. And you're not even like encouraging America, because who was it? Franklin Roosevelt or somebody? It used to be, he used to have like a radio program to address the nation, but there's no upliftment. It's just, look what I can do. Look at me. And JD Vance, people are worried about him. They feel like he's dangerous. I don't. Any man who has changed his name multiple times, lied about his true identity, he doesn't know who he is or what he want to be. He don't know if he a yoga mat or a couch. He don't know. I'm telling you, he don't know who, all that education, and has no common sense and no identity. He don't know who he is, but they picked the right one, because the Billionaires Boys Club that has been created, they know that when it comes time, when Angry Wig's heart stops pumping. So yeah, what would you like to share about that man that got shot in Utah? I don't say his name either, because he got issues too, and his wife is just as batshit crazy as he was, and we talked about it in the last live video. We suspect that she might be in the Epstein files too, and maybe she was the one who, yeah, because she was working for Angry Wig. Well, what is he on, Miss USA? Yeah, yeah, Miss USA pageant, and that other pageant that he owned. So now in today's news, let me go. So Sinclair Broadcast Group, which I think owns a lot of the ABC regional channels, they want Jimmy Kimmel to apologize and donate money to Turning Point, which was this hate group, for lack of a better term, that man that got shot in Utah, who was all for the Second Amendment and FAFO, because he said, a few deaths behind that just to protect it would be fine. He was okay with that. So that's why I keep saying, I don't know why y'all mad at us. He didn't care. He didn't even believe in empathy. But let me get back on track. So Sinclair replaced Kimmel's time slot with a remembrance special honoring that man that got shot. Why is he a good guy? Like, people in America, there's a great rivalry ideologies. Why you guys are so hard? I don't know. He is dead, and some days that it was a good. How can you celebrate someone's death? Here's the problem. Enkush, Enkush. I hope I pronounced that right, because I hate when people butcher my name. Number one, after it happened, historically black colleges here in America were under attack. As a matter of fact, a young man lost his life last week. Somebody lynched him on the very campus he was attending school at. For some reason, black people, because we're not out in the streets marching here in America because we're tired, um, they want us to give a visceral reaction, and the reaction we're giving is we don't care. First of all, I'd never heard of that man that got shot until he got shot. The majority of us didn't even know who his little hateful behind was. And now here we are. They're figuring out how to get rid of people if they speak out against him. People talking about, oh my God, he was a father. What about the kid? To steal a line from Pet Cemetery, the guy who used to play Herman Monster, who was in the original Pet Cemetery. Remember when he told old girl about going to put bodies back in the ground so they come back? And he said sometimes death is better. Maybe the children will grow up and create a better world than what their father was trying to create. I think about Kelly Conway's daughter who used to tell all the secrets, baby. She didn't care because she was not, she knew that what her parents were doing was not right. And even the parents came to realize that, yeah, we joined the wrong team. So, anyway, they're going to do a remembrance special for him. I don't know who all going to be here at this. And they also wanted him to make a donation to Turning Point, both to the family and to his organization. Y'all know